Arttitude Cosmetics are releasing a new palette, and the palette is Submerged. Arttitude very kindly sent me this, but because of my schedule and me not being able to plan very well, it seems, I'm a little late to the party with filming with this, but I still want to do 2 looks for you because I think this palette is absolutely stunning. And in this palette are 2 multi-chromes, a holochrome, and the rest are duochromes, because every shimmer in this palette is a special shade. And as you can see, this is the outer packaging, absolutely stunning. We've got sort of a siren-y theme going on. And then if we take it out of the sleeve, this is what the palette looks like. And there is 16 absolutely stunning shades in this. We have a beautiful mirror, and like I say, it's sort of a submerged underwater siren type of theming, and I think the aesthetic of this palette is just divine. It's very, very murky and deep, but we do still have some light shimmers and a light matte in here as well, which I appreciate that it's not all super deep. And if you did want to pick up this palette or anything else from Arttitude Cosmetics, you can use my discount code to save yourself some pennies, and that is affiliated, so thank you so much if you do use my code and support my channel. I'm never gonna not like a palette that's got greens and purples in it, let's be honest. That's kind of my vibe in general, so I'm excited to dive into this. I want to do a dramatic, moody look, and I want to use lots of those delicious shimmers. But for now, let's jump into close-ups and swatches. So for those of you that don't know, Arttitude Cosmetics are a UK based indie brand, and I have been in love with them for quite a long time. I've got a lot of their palettes reviewed on my channel if you want to check them out. Do I have a specific Arttitude Cosmetics playlist? Because if I don't, I need to create one. And just in case you're wondering, the lipstick that I am wearing for this look is one of the new ones from Cosmic Beauty, and it is in the shade, I did actually find out that the shades are on these, but Andromeda. It's in the shade Andromeda. One of their new liquid lipsticks. And I'm wearing a combination of Arttitude highlighters on my cheek today, but the main one is Illumination from a previous launch that Arttitude did. And now I need to prime my eyeballs, and I definitely want to do a combination between the green and the purple. I did think as well, having sort of wavy hair would go with the sort of mermaidy siren type of theme, so I mean, I do try. I think what I'm going to do though is start out with the shade Murky, because I love a bit of murk. And I'm going to pop this on the outer corner. And I know that Arttitude now have a talc-free formula, so that has changed formula-wise, but the quality is definitely still there. I think the last palette that they launched as well also had the talc-free formula, and if I forgot to say, I believe this palette as well is a magnetic palette, and Arttitude do sell the little magnets that you can pull out each shade with, and the empty palettes that you can put singles in if you want to. Build your own palette with the shades. I know a lot of people are interested in if palettes are magnetic or not. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, to be honest. I never rearrange palettes or anything, so I'm not bothered if it is magnetic or not. Okay, so that shade is down, and I have blended on the edges very, very slightly with no extra product. Then I'm going to go into the shade Siren, which is a slightly lighter green. Loving the jewel tones in this palette. And I'm going to connect this up and run it through the crease. And then I think I'm going to incorporate the purples on a cut crease and just keep whatever's in the crease sort of green, but then purple on the lid. Actually, probably when you're seeing this video, the palette is probably already available to purchase. So that's exciting, because if you like it, you can just grab it. And then for the inner corner area, actually, I think I might wait for the inner corner until I've got the cut crease on. Okay, the cut crease is on, and I did go in my waterline with a Colourpop Cream Gel liner. I don't know if you can get this one anymore, and it's in Zulu, because I thought, you know, matching with the green. Then I think for the very inner corner, I want to see what Cold looks like. It's a matte, it's on the grey leaning side, but I just want to test it. I'm just going to press that into the very inner corner. And I am super pale, so I don't know how well this is going to show up, but yeah, it's definitely there, but I think it's because it's next to the cut crease that you're not really noticing it too much. Then I think I want to go into a little bit of the shade Cove, which is the Lilac Matte. Just a little bit before we start to go into the shimmers. I am a sucker for a lilac pastel. Then I think I'm going to go into a bit of Moonlight, which is, I assume, a toppery shade, and then Seduce because it looks shifty and delicious. And then, just to blend into the green, I think I'm going to go into a little bit of the Cursed shade, yeah. Ooh, Moonlight's a little bit movable in the pan, it's a little bit squishy. Oh, and maybe a little bit on top of that lilac, and that would be cute. Ooh. Then into Seduce. Oh, it's got a bit of a bluey shift to this purple. And back into a little bit more of Moonlight. Oh wow, the combination of those two. Oof. Maybe a little bit of Moonlight going onto the lower lash line as well. Oh. And then into a little bit of that Curse shade just to merge the purple and the green together. I'm loving this combination. I'm so sorry if you can hear the noise that's in the background. It is out of my control, unfortunately. And I have just drawn on a little bit of sort of eyeshadow liner across the top lash line with that murky shade. Just a touch, but I would really recommend doing your eyes first and then your base, because there's been quite a bit of fallout with the matte shades, but this is how we're looking right now, so I think I need to jump off and finish this up. So I added some very dramatic lashes from Cosmic Beauty to complete the look, and I think this sums up a siren look quite nicely. It's sort of deep and mysterious, mystical, a little bit shimmery in places, and the depth of that green in the outer corner is just delicious. Like, I knew all of the shimmer shades in this palette were supposed to be special ones, and all of the ones I've used so far have been very, very impressive. I think that's a fantastic palette so far for £40, and every single shimmer is a special one. So if you are into special shifty shades, I mean, this could be the one for you. Please let me know what you think to this deep and mysterious look, and let's jump into look number 2. So for the next look, I'm thinking I want to use some of the purple mattes this time, because we used the green mattes in the first look. Not sure if I want to use this deep blue as well. It was very deep, dark and dramatic the first look, so maybe we'll go for something a little bit lighter for this one. Okay, I think I'm going to start out with the shade Law, which is this one here. I love the fact that we've got warm tone purples and cool tone purples in this palette. I like having a mixture between the two. So I'm going to start out with this one, and I'm just kind of going to pack it in. That's deeper than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought it was going to be lighter, because it actually looks quite true to pan, to be honest. And I'm just going to pack this in quite a large area toward the outer corner and through the crease, but not all the way in. It is super cold in the UK today, which is why I am wearing a jumper. I'm trying to stay toasty, and yes, now I have had to put my heating on. A little bit of that shade just connecting to the lower lash line as well. Then I want to take the shade Cove, which is more of a lilac purple. I'm going to start pressing that in the crease leading toward the inner corner. Oh, the combination of these two purples. And I'm not going to do a cut crease today. I'm going to keep it quite relaxed when I go in with the shimmers, I think. Maybe a little bit of this lilac on the edge as well, just to blend out the other purple. And then I think for the inner corner, again, I'm going to have to use the matte that I used in the last look, which is Cold, because that is the lightest matte in the palette, and I do love a matte inner corner. So apologies for using the same shade again, but needs must, because I do need some light tones in this look. Like I say, I absolutely love that that was still included and it wasn't a fully deep dark palette, because I do like a tiny bit of contrast at least when it comes to matte shades. I want to take a little bit of the shade Echoes this time, which is this shimmer here, and I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna put this toward the inner corner portion. Ooh. And again, not keeping it super neat or anything, I'm just kind of floofing my brush around to spread it out. Oh, that shade is beautiful. Then I think I want to go into a little bit of the shade Nightfall, which is this one here, which is definitely at least a duochrome. I'm not sure if it's a multi-chrome. It goes from like a blue to a purple. And I'm going to take this one on my finger and just add this. Ooh. And because I'm feeling a little bit greedy, I'm going to take a little bit of Submerged as well and kind of place that on top and just add to the multi-chromeness. Okay, then I think we are going to go into that deep dark blue called Unforgiving, and just add a little bit of this for depth in the outer corner, but not too much. I'm saying that to myself as well as to you guys. This is coming together so nicely. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of shimmer just on the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade, it would help if you could see, the shade Moonlight. Just add a teeny tiny bit down here. And maybe a little tiny bit over the inner corner. I don't know what it is with me recently and doing 2-look videos, but when I do the 2-look videos I always end up preferring the second look that I do, and I find that true again today. I feel like I prefer this look to the first one. I don't know what it is, maybe it's the combination of purples, but those shimmers on the lid going from light to sort of deep and delicious and shifty. And the combination of the warm purple and the cool tone purples as well. I just think it looks super nice, especially with some big dramatic lashes, because that's my preference. I do like a big dramatic lash when I'm doing a nice bold colourful eye look. But you'll have to let me know which one is your favourite out of the two, and we need to discuss this new palette. This palette is available now in case you are interested, and if you are interested in anything else from Arttitude, you can save yourself 10% with my discount code. So thinking of this palette, I think for £40, and every single shimmer in this is a special shimmer, I think that's amazing quality, especially the fact this is a magnetic palette and it's from an indie brand. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers, and they are all special in some way. They're not just your traditional shimmer formula. They are shifty, they are holographic, they are special. The theming of this I was always going to love, because I love anything with these types of tones. I personally, if I was ever to do a palette, would base it on some sort of siren type of theming. So you can imagine how much I'm enjoying this theming. It is deep, dark and murky, but you do still have some light shades in this, a light shimmer and a light matte, which I really appreciate. I think people are going to absolutely love this. If you love to collect special shades or palettes that have multi-chromes in, duochromes, that type of thing, I think you're going to absolutely love this. The quality of every single shade that I tried today and yesterday, absolutely phenomenal. Didn't have an issue with any of them. Although I will say the Moonlight shade is a little bit more squidgy than some of the others, but it's still, you're still able to pick up on your finger, sponge tip applicator. It did still pick up on my brush as well. It's just you can move it around the pan a little bit with your brush. I think Arttitude, every single time they release a palette, come on in leaps and bounds with their formula, ideas, colour stories, aesthetic, everything. And this just makes me super excited, because when an indie brand is constantly wanting to improve, change and grow, it just gets better and better every single time. So I'm not disappointed with this palette whatsoever. It's nice as well to see a smaller release from Arttitude, because I know sometimes when Arttitude brings out a new palette, there's quite a lot of other things in a collection, which I do appreciate, but every single time I don't think it's necessary. So it's nice to just see that this is a standalone palette. And as much as I love this palette, I don't know. I still think Metamorph might be my favourite release from Arttitude so far, but this is definitely in the top 3 because I just look at it. Look at it. I've just noticed underneath the mirror as well, it says some voices aren't meant to be ignored. That's like the siren song voice, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me create the 2 looks with this palette and seeing all the close-ups and swatches and all of that stuff. If you did, please give me a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe if this is the sort of content that you enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!